Hey y'all, welcome to today's video. Have you always wanted to know and learn how to make yogurt, but you've always been intimidated because you think it's laborious, it just takes too long, I'm gonna have to stand over a hot stove, I'm really scared to make yogurt because I don't understand the science behind it? Yeah, that was me. But y'all, I got over all that because I used to make yogurt all the time from when I raised dairy goats and I used my raw goat's milk. But y'all, you can use store-bought milk. And I'm going to show you the easiest method as possible today. The only thing that it's going to require of you is time, but all you're doing is babysitting, and I'll explain it. So let's get started making this wonderful homemade yogurt. Welcome to our channel. My name is Tracy and I'm the keeper of our home here at 4D Farms, where we're all about faith, family, home, and farm. Y'all come on in and see what we're all about, because we want our channel to encourage you and inspire you on your journey. If you see something that you like, please give it a thumbs up, hit that like button. That helps our channel grow and reach more people. If you want to subscribe, and if you think other people can benefit from our videos, please share them. Y'all, we hope to see you in each and every video, and most of all, thanks for watching. Alright y'all, I am going to show y'all the easiest method that I use to make homemade yogurt and keep it on hand and keep it going. You're only going to need 2 ingredients, 1 crock pot, and just a timer. The only thing that is really laborious on making this yogurt is, let's see, turning the crock pot on and off, stirring in some yogurt, covering it up. That's it. That is it. Now, what I mean by time is, and why you may need a timer or set an alarm on your phone, is making yogurt is a time process, but it's not something that you've got to stand there and just watch over and do the manual labor. Your crock pot's going to be doing all the work for you. The method is putting your milk in the crock pot. You're going to turn your crock pot on low. The first process takes 2.5 hours because there's only 3 processes to making yogurt, y'all. 3 processes. You have the heating up time to bring the milk to the temperature and hold it steady for 2.5 hours. Okay? Then there's a period of time you cut the crock pot off. Okay? Then you hold it at that temperature at a cooling incubation period, just the milk, okay, for 3 hours. Just set a timer. The last step, you're stirring in your live cultured yogurt that you're going to get from a starter, and I'll tell you what I mean. You're going to whisk that in. You're going to put the lid back on your crock pot, and you're going to cover it up with a heavy blanket or a big, thick towel, and you're going to tell it good night. And it's going to go through the third step is the fermentation process, and it's going to take probably overnight. Now, 2 ways you can do this to get your timing right. You can either do this at the crack of dawn when you first wake up in the morning, and your yogurt might be ready to go in the refrigerator by bedtime that night. The process may be done, but this is my schedule. This is what I like to do. Around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30, 4-ish o'clock, I like to start this. So I got 2.5 hours. That gives me up to 6:30. Okay? In that 2.5 hours, I get to get supper cooked, ate, get the kitchen cleaned up, then it's ready for the next step. Do something in that time. That's why you need to set a timer. Your crock pot's doing all the work. You're getting to play and do other things. Okay. Then, after that, let's see, when it's time to do the next step, I know I got 3 hours to play with before bedtime. I've got 3 hours. So, me and dear hubby will go take showers, or we'll find something to do, or we might go back outside and get something done before the sun sets. We're burning daylight on the farm, okay? We're John Wayne's around here. We cowboy up and we get things done. Or, like I said, go take showers, have a sit down, have some dessert. You got time to watch a movie. Then the timer goes off for the next step. The next step, I do it right before we go to bed, and it's that fermentation process. And then cover it up, tell it good night. And I come back in the next morning. I've had it, depending on how long I let it ferment. You can let this ferment overnight anywhere from 8, 10, or you can cut it off at 12 hours, depending on how long you want to let it ferment. The longer you let it sit, the more it ferments and creates those beneficial microbial bacterial organisms that your gut and body so needs. Okay, and then I get up, I come in here, take the blanket off, take the lid off, look at my yogurt, see if it's the consistency that I like or not. And if I need to, if it's too liquidy, like the whey rose to the top, I might want to strain that off. Or if I think it's okay, depends on how you like your yogurt as to whether the thickness or thinness, as to whether or not you need to do that 4th step. Just depends. Y'all, this is the easiest yogurt ever. Before we get started, let me please tell y'all the benefits of yogurt. If you have some kind of gastrointestinal issues, let's say irritable bowel syndrome, leaky gut syndrome, Crohn's disease, anything gastrointestinal. I had my gallbladder removed because it's an organ that quit working after I gave birth to our firstborn son. He was 2 years old and my gallbladder went so had to have it removed. It takes me longer to digest heavy proteins and meats and fiber because I'm missing an organ, okay? My kidneys have to work harder and it takes me longer to digest food, okay? I also have an autoimmune disease. I'm not going to question him. He has a purpose for everything in everybody's life. I'm not going to question, but I have an autoimmune disease and it depletes my body of some things. Then you throw having to take, anybody who has to take medication on top of that, especially antibiotics for a virus or something, not a virus, a infection, bacterial infection, and you got to take an antibiotic. Did you know that antibiotics is probably like right up there with the number one thing that depletes your gut and your system of all the beneficial gut health bacteria that God put in your body when you was born? Yes. Okay, so gastrointestinal issues, digestive issues, autoimmune diseases, diabetes. Gotta cover my husband. And what else? Taking medications, taking antibiotics. If a kid has been sick and they've had to take antibiotics to heal them up, like ear infections in kids, y'all, they're prone to getting ear infections, okay? And okay, and they've had to take a round of antibiotics. Get them some yogurt, y'all, and help put that beneficial gut bacteria back in there to help your body. What happens when your digestive organs start working? It causes more health issues. Research gastrointestinal issues and all the health problems that when your gut doesn't function properly, your digestive organs doesn't function properly, what other health diseases and problems that it can cause. You'll see what I'm talking about. So getting yogurt back in your system every day, every other day, once a week, I don't care when you can. Please get some microbial bacterial organisms, good ones, back in your body. Now I'm going to show you what kind of yogurt I'm going to be using as my starter. That is a number one key to making this good yogurt, okay, besides the milk. Okay, so let me go grab my yogurt. Okay, y'all can order little packets of yogurt culture starters and on Amazon or New England Cheese Making Supply Company, Layman's, anywhere who carries those little packets of the live yogurt cultures, you can start with that if you want to. I've never done it. You'll just have to follow the directions on the back of the packet, okay? That's like an intermediate level, but this is a beginner level, y'all, and I told you the easiest method possible. So all you're gonna need is a container of any brand of Greek yogurt, plain. No added little fruity sweeteners like strawberry and banana, peaches and cream, lemon meringue, key lime pie. None of that. None of that. Your Greek yogurt has the consistency that's a little bit better. It's been fermented longer. That's why there's that tang to it. And you want to look for on the back of your container, you want to look for live and active cultures. Please make sure it says that on the container, okay? This one has 6. You want to look for 2, especially at the top of the list, and it's going to be Aciphodophilus and Bifidus. But this one has 6. It's got 4 extra ones. This one has 6 live cultures in it. All you're going to need is, for a small batch, 2 quarts of milk, and it says anywhere from a half a cup to a cup of a starter yogurt culture. That's it, starter yogurt culture. That's it. I'll go a happy medium and I use 3/4 of a cup. So, 2 ingredients, 1 crock pot, a timer, some leisure time, and then you're going to go to sleep at night and let your crock pot do the rest of the work. That's how easy this is. So, let's get started, all right? Okay. Let's get in here and get to making this yogurt. This is your first step. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm using this time because it's easier for me to keep up with, easier for me to remember, and by the time I go to bed tonight, it's going to be doing its thing while I'm sleeping, and I'm not going to have a thing to worry about. So 4 o'clock in the evening is perfect for me, better for my schedule, like I said, so I can keep up with it better. The first step you're going to do is, I've got my crock pot set up right here, okay? One of them old-timey little rival crock pots. I've already got it on low. 8 cups of milk you're going to put in here, and you are going to let this cook on low for 2.5 hours. This is your first step. Now that wasn't so hard, was it? And we're just going to pop the lid on there, and we're just going to let it do its thing. 8 cups of milk, low, 2.5 hours first, okay? After the 2.5 hours, we'll come back. I'll show you what to do next. Okay, y'all, it has been 2.5 hours. All you've got to do on this step right here, turn your crock pot off. And then if you want to take an extra step, just unplug it, okay? To where that way nobody's running into a wire or accidentally unplugging something or something like that. I get a little timid about me having something on this counter and it's plugged in and granddaughter's whizzing through here. And, you know, so this will just be a peace of mind to me. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off. So you're going to cut this off after 2.5 hours. You're going to let it come down into temperature. Hold steady there for a little bit and incubate. And then we will come back after this 3 hours and we'll get ready to stir this yogurt in. Now, I do want to take the time to tell you a couple of things. I'm going to set y'all up right here. I want to take this time to tell y'all a couple of things. I took that 2.5 hours, y'all, and I'm trying to clean my kitchen, okay, in my dining room, you know, mopping, stuff like that, you know, all these little kid crumbs up under the table. Got my kitchen chairs in the living room. I clean out and I clean, okay? So I'm taking this time to get stuff done, okay? When I get done with this, I'm going to go take a shower and get ready to rest and relax and get ready for the next step, just stirring the yogurt in. But 2 things I wanted to tell you. I forgot the first thing. It just went, shoom, okay? I forgot, you know, okay, senior moment, I guess. Okay, I want to give y'all a little recipe. granola. I love granola in my yogurt, and here is the quickest recipe that I do to get yogurt done. I mean, to get, y'all, I'm tired. To get some homemade granola, I just take quick oats. I don't have measurements, y'all, because I do a big old sheet pan at one time. I don't have measurements. I eyeball it. Yeah, that feels right in my soul. That looks good. We'll go with it. Okay? That's how I do things. All right? I just take quick oats. I throw them in a bowl. You need something sticky. Something sweet, sticky, okay? You don't want to just throw oats in there because they have no flavor. You can use honey. You can use molasses. I use a sugar-free pancake syrup, y'all, because it's still got just a little bit of sweetness, but it's sugar-free, and it's the stickiness that I need. Little bit of peanut butter melted to give it a little extra protein, okay? Then a nut of your choice, walnuts, pecans, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds. I did sunflower seeds in this one. Then some kind of dried fruit. I did raisins in this one, but I have done dried low sugar cranberries. Let's see, you can put anything else in your yogurt that you want. You're just going to give all that a good mix. Make sure all those oats get good and sticky with your sticky syrup or whatever you're going to be using. And then you line a big baking sheet or something, or whatever, casserole dish, whatever you want to use, depends on how much you're making. Line it, spread all this out. You're not making granola bars. You're making granola loose, okay? And then you are going to put it in the oven, and you are going to bake it on 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. But halfway through, you need to stir it around to get the rest of it, and then let it finish baking, and then pull it out, let it cool off, start breaking it up, crumbling it up, putting it in an airtight container. You got homemade granola to go with your homemade yogurt. You're welcome. I still forgot what that other thing was I was going to say. Oh, well, maybe it wasn't important. Okay, so I'm going to finish my cleaning, go take a shower. Then it'll be time in 3 hours to stir in the yogurt. Oh, I know the other thing. During this 3 hours, get your refrigerator open when it's stuck. Okay, get your yogurt out. I got half a cup. I'm going to go with half a cup this time, okay? I'm going to set this out, be letting it get to room temperature. You don't want to just throw cold yogurt in hot milk or warm milk because it may curdle, okay? You can either temper it just a little and put just a little bit of milk in your yogurt, let them marry, get used to the warmth, get used to the temperature, then stir your yogurt culture into your milk, or I'm just going to set this out right here, let it get room temperature, and it'll be ready for when we get ready to mix this in there. That's what that was. I knew it'd come back to me. I will see y'all in 3 hours. I'll probably be dog tired, ready for bed, but I'll see you in 3 hours. Okay, y'all, welcome back. It's 3 hours later. Phew. My kitchen is clean. I'm clean. And now it is time to do the last step before bedtime. And I'm going to go nighty-night as soon as this is done. All you're going to do is you're going to, let me get you down here where you can see. You're going to remove your lid as soon as I get y'all fixed. Remove your lid, set it to the side. Take your room temperature yogurt. Start just kind of putting it in just a little. Spreading it out, different places. Okay, just like this. I'm not mixing cold yogurt, so it's not going to curdle. Okay, I'm just going to put this in here like this. Y'all, I've got to get every last little drop out I can. I can't stand to see these people on TV and they leave half of the stuff in bowls and jars. Just can't do it. Okay, we're going to take a whisk and we're just going to slowly whisk this in.
Okay? Just slowly. You don't want to agitate it too much. Just enough to whisk it in there. Okay? Then you are going to put the lid back on. And this is the last step right here. You need some kind of heavy blanket or towel, something. You are going to cover this up. Tuck it in for the night. Tell it good night. Tell everyone in your family, do not touch this crock pot. Do not raise the towel or the blanket. Do not open the lid. Nothing, okay? Just tell them, leave it alone, okay? And then you are going to let this sit anywhere from 8, you can go all the way up to 12 hours. I'm going to try to do as long as I can to get the better fermentation. Then in the morning, we are going to remove the blanket, take the lid off, and we're going to check the consistency. If it's not as thick as I want it, I'll show you what to do next. Or if it's as thick as I want it, we're just going to jar it up. But if it's, I'll go ahead and tell you, if it's not as thick as you want it, you're going to take a bowl, a big mixing bowl, a strainer, set down inside that, cheesecloth, okay? And then you can pour the contents into the cheesecloth, into the strainer, and then tie it up, secure it, and then let it drain the rest of the way out. That's all, okay? Then you will have the thicker consistency that you want. That's it. But it just all depends on how you like your yogurt. We'll check this first thing in the morning, okay? And then you'll have your yogurt right there waiting on you, okay? So in the morning, we will remove everything and we will unveil this, okay? We'll take the lid off and everything, but just leave this overnight up to 12 hours. Insulate it really good, okay? Because now your fermentation process begins. And like I said, the longer you let it sit, up to 12 hours, you still create more beneficial, healthy microbial bacteria, okay? Organisms, whatever it's called, okay? And then we'll check this in the morning, and we may have to strain it. We may not. Just depends on how I like my consistency. Don't throw that whey out. Save it, and you can use that whey in other things. Making bread, soups and stews, things like that. There's other uses for whey that I had no idea you could use them for. Research it. So save that whey. Don't throw it down the drain. So I'm going nighty-night. This old gal is tired. I'm ready to just see the back of my eyelids and go to sleep for a while. So I will see y'all in the morning, and we'll see what this looks like. Nighty-night. Good morning, y'all. Am I bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? No. If you want bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, go catch a squirrel. That's not me today. I'm exhausted, okay, after yesterday. But we got to do this. It is time to check the yogurt. Are y'all ready? It is morning time. Done the school run. We're tired, okay? But now we got to get busy. Back from the school run, it's time. We're burning daylight here on the farm, okay? We're going to check the yogurt to see if it's the consistency that I want. So are y'all ready? Let me get y'all to where you can see. Nobody touch this, okay? So we're going to take this off. Put it over here, put this over here to the side. Now, let me see if I can get y'all a little closer. I have okra here. I have other things going on. Roasted tomatoes, processing tomatoes on the stove. So I'm just limited for space this morning. Oh, that smells good, y'all. Let me see if I can get y'all a little closer. All right, I'll tilt you down some if my camera don't fall off this stand. Okay, let's see some of the whey rose to the top. Let me check the consistency. Let's check the break. And what I mean by break is That's good right there. That's good. But I like mine just a little more on the Greek style yogurt, just a tiny bit thicker. That's all, okay? Just a little teeny tiny bit thicker. So what I've got over here is, let me turn you around to this side. I already prepared it because I'm like, you know what, just in case I do need to strain it, let's have everything ready. So I've got a big bowl, I've got a strainer, I've got my cheesecloth. I am going to ladle this yogurt in this cheesecloth and probably just maybe like 1 to 2 hours is all I'm going to let it strain and just get some more of that whey out. I've got some jars already prepared here to jar it up when I get done with the plastic wide mouth lids. I want a wide mouth lid, y'all, because I need to ladle this in here and I don't want goop falling all out. So I got wide mouth lids, the plastic, jars. I'm tired, y'all. I can't think this morning. Then the plastic lids. So I'm going to pour this over into here and I'm going to strain it. Let me move my glasses. I don't want yogurt all over my glasses. I better just put them back on. Let me get a spoon or a spatula. Okay. I'm going to take my yogurt. Oh, that's heavy. Ugh. Sorry, y'all. I got to support this. We're just going to start pouring this yogurt over into this strainer. Oh. Okay, look at that. Comes out very good. Now, some of the thickness was more on the bottom. The whey is what rose to the top. So if you want to check your thickness according to the bottom, you can do that. But I still want this to strain just a teeny tiny bit. And like I said, probably only a couple of hours is all it's going to take. And I'm saving the whey in the bowl because I'm going to jar it up, okay? So I'm going to let this drain some more today. I'm going to go find a little rubber band. We're going to scooch this up like this and tie it off and just let it spend a couple of hours draining. See? It's draining just a little more whey out. That's what I want. So I'm going to tie this. When I can just do this. Ring it around. Now, if you like your yogurt that consistency, you can just go ahead and start jarring it up. Shake your jar before you get ready to eat it and put it in your bowl. But I like the Greek yogurt consistency just a little better. This is okay. I would eat this. It's just after eating Greek yogurt for so long and the little thicker consistency, it's just turned out to be more my favorite. Okay, so we're going to let this drain. When it gets drained like I want it, I'm going to jar it up, put the lids on it, and then I'll let you see. Let me say this. When you get ready to eat your yogurt, then is the time that you can sweeten it if you want to. You can put some flavoring in it. You can put some vanilla in it. I can't think, y'all. Vanilla flavoring. You can put some maple syrup flavoring in it. Honey, okay? When you get ready to eat it, then you'll probably want to sweeten it. But I'm going to throw this in a bowl once this gets all done. And tonight for dessert, I'm going to scoop me out a bowl. And then I'm going to put some blueberries in it and some of my homemade granola. And that will be my dessert tonight. It's keeping me from sitting down and eating things like ice cream and cookies and things, you know. When the granddaughters are with us a lot, I follow their habits sometime. And like when we give them ice cream or cookies or something like that, I'm sitting there eating them too. And it's a bad habit, y'all. So I'm trying to create healthier habits. And since yogurt is fermented, this is great for, like I said, intestinal issues, leaky gut syndrome, diabetics, it's just beneficial, y'all. So tonight, this will be my dessert once this strains for a little bit and I jar it up. And then I will show y'all my bowl of yogurt tonight and my homemade granola and blueberries. So I will see y'all. I'll just insert some pictures at the end and maybe a little clip of it jarred up, and you know, and then I'll show you I'll leave some pictures at the end showing you my little dessert for tonight. So y'all enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see y'all in the next one. God bless everybody.
And it's all strained. I've got it jarred up. I've got a quart and a half or 3/4 of another quart. Beautiful yogurt to the consistency that I like. And I've got some whey to play around with. Y'all, that was such the simplest process ever. I hope y'all give this a try and go make you some homemade yogurt. See y'all in the next video.